SUTV Broadcast tonight, we highlight many on-campus events going on this Halloween weekend, including one of Shippensburg's beloved buildings getting a spooky makeover for a beloved Halloween tradition.
And Shippensburg invites families back for a fun family Halloween tradition.
All that and more right now on SUTV News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Abby Hockenberry.
And I'm Emily Hall. SUTV's Evan Pahusky had the opportunity to sit down and have an interview with Dr. J. Let's take a look at what was discussed.
This week, I had the pleasure to sit down and have a chat with Dr. J on the importance of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We discussed the importance of spreading awareness, resources on campus for students, as well as a panel on domestic violence awareness that Dr. J is a part of. To watch the full interview, check out the SUTV YouTube channel. This is Evan Pahusky. Now back to Abby and Emily at the desk.
Make sure to check out the full interview on the SUTV YouTube channel. The SUTV team went out to interview RD Sam LeBron on some upcoming RHA announcements. Let's see what he had to say.
Hey, Shippensburg University. This is RD Sam with Seavers Hall. And I just kind of wanted to have a word with everyone to make an announcement about the RHA, Residence Hall Council program we have here on campus. All across campus, we have what's known as a Residence Hall Council, or for short, the RHA. Here in Seavers, we have a president and a vice president, and we're looking for more general assembly members who can represent their community and represent their hall on the campus at large. We encourage all students looking to get more involved on the campus and with the program to please reach out to an RA or an RD for more information regarding the job. It's this Sunday at Henderson Hall called Haunted Henderson. It's going to be a Halloween-themed kind of maze trail inside Henderson Gymnasium. They're looking forward to seeing you there. If you are looking for something, especially involvement on campus, this is the place to do it. So please put in your applications, talk to your RA, and we're excited to meet you, and we're excited to see you soon. Thank you.
Make sure to check out the Haunted Henderson event this Sunday. You don't want to miss this.
This week, the campus group Fuse hosted a pumpkin painting just in time for this year's Halloween season. We managed to get an interview with David Dutton. Let's see what he had to say.
So my name is David Dutton. I'm on the leadership team of a club called Fuse on campus. Today we are doing a pumpkin painting. It's free to everybody. For Fuse as a whole, we meet at Shippensburg Church of the Nazarene every Thursday at 7:30. We welcome you to come. Even if you aren't a Christian, we will accept you wholeheartedly. Major events that are coming up on November 1st. We're having a Halloween fun run, which is essentially a 5K or a mile walk around campus, and we encourage you to dress up in your Halloween costumes during it because there will be prizes for the best costume and for the winners of each race. And it's $5 to participate. There are flyers around campus, and yeah.
This Sunday, the Loris Performing Arts Center will feature a concert by the Shippensburg Brass Ensemble. This ensemble will feature music from the Renaissance, all the way up until modern music of today. The brass ensemble is comprised of students showing the highest level of independence and responsibility in music. The ensemble features a variety of brass instruments accompanied by percussion. This ensemble is meant to represent the university as music ambassadors. This performance begins at 3 p.m. Saturday and is free to attend.
Calling all Halloween lovers, Shippensburg is hosting its 2024 Treats No Tricks event. Next Monday, October 28th, Shippensburg will be hosting this event. This event brings together members of the Shippensburg community for a night of safe Halloween fun directed at local kids. Fun things include activity kits and, of course, treat bags. Candy and activities will be given out by various student groups on campus. For any questions, please contact the Office of Community Engagement. This event will take place on the Old Main Lawn at 7 p.m. and is free to attend.
When we come back, Rylan Walls gives us the update on the war in Ukraine.
And JD Durazio gives the latest as we near the home stretch of this election.
Stay with us.
Are you failing a class or don't know what you're doing? You're in luck. Shippensburg Primary Academic Resource Center is free to all SHIP students. The Student Success Center, also known as the Learning Center, is located on the first floor of Mowry Hall. The center provides a variety of services, including course-based tutoring, writing tutoring, and learning specialists. To schedule an in-person or Zoom appointment, visit the Student Success Center collaborative website, ship.campus.eab.com. I'm Will Nicholson with SUTV.
Here at Multicultural Student Affairs, we value every student. No matter your race or ethnicity, you are guaranteed a home here. MSA offers many resources: a place to study, a place to meditate, a place to socialize, or a safe place to communicate issues or talk with a faculty member. Come down to Gilbert Hall today and join our family. Our roots run deep. Why not grow together? This is a public service announcement from MSA.
Are you having a hard time focusing on your work? Why not check out the Ezra Lehman Memorial Library? The library has many resources like the IT desk on the main floor. For computer assistants, see the experts. Need to print in black and white or color? Don't worry, the library offers both options on different floors. You can use the bottom floor for group work and the top floor for when you need silence. Don't forget to stop by Starbucks. Check out library.ship.edu for more information. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
It's time to take a trip around the globe with Rylan Walls in this week's World News.
They supply weapons to Ukraine in response to North Korea's alleged dispatch of troops to support Russia's invasion. South Korean officials have condemned this move as a grave security threat, labeling North Korea a criminal group for forcing its youth to fight as mercenaries. In an emergency National Security Council meeting, officials discussed potential diplomatic, economic, and military responses, including the possibility of sending arms to Ukraine. Intelligence reports indicate that North Korea has sent approximately 1,500 special operation forces to Russia, while Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky claims that up to 10,000 North Korean soldiers are being prepared for deployment. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte emphasized that if these allegations are confirmed, it would mark a significant escalation in the conflict. Both North Korea and Russia have denied the claims of troop movements, but the situation remains tense as South Korea evaluates its security options. An E. coli breakout that sickened 49 people and killed 1 has been linked to the Quarter Pounder cheeseburger from McDonald's, after many customers reported getting sick after consuming one. According to the Centers for Disease Control, most illnesses have been reported in Colorado and Nebraska. As McDonald's is investigating the issue, they have pulled the Quarter Pounder from the menu in many states. The illness is believed to be from the beef patties and silvered onions that are only used for that sandwich throughout the fast food chain. E. coli symptoms include diarrhea, a fever of 102, so much vomiting that you cannot keep liquids down, and stomach cramps. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, please call your health provider immediately. JD Durazio is back at it again with another road to the election. Let's hear the latest news on this year's candidates.
Welcome back to SUTV's Road to the Election. I'm JD Durazio. Believe it or not, we are now only 11 days away from the monumental 2024 election between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. And both parties are putting their final touches on the campaign trail. One of the most viral moments from this year's election cycle came earlier this week when Donald Trump decided to see what it was like to work at a McDonald's of all places. That's right, Trump took some time to rev up those fryers and serve Ronald McDonald's famous fries, burgers, and nuggets in a photo op campaign stop in a McDonald's located in the suburbs of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The whole idea of this was to throw a little shade at Trump's opponent, Kamala Harris, who was employed by McDonald's during her time at Howard University. Harris is on record claiming Trump doesn't know what it's like being a middle-class American and told hourly jobs such as one at McDonald's, an establishment that claims that 1 out of every 8 Americans is or has been employed at. Overall, the campaign stop has seen its love and criticism, with some seeing it as Trump trying to sympathize with lower to middle class America, and with others viewing it as a complete troll job. Both sides pledged their arguments, leaving numerous 5- and 1-star reviews on McDonald's Yelp page. One reviewer wrote, quote, "The fries were too salty, as if someone who lost a major election had been crying over them for an hour," end quote, while another claimed that it was the best McDonald's they've ever been to in 47 years. The older employee was extremely nice. "Make McDonald's great again, bring back the dollar menu," end quote. While the Trump McDonald's stop had headlines bustling, Vice President Harris also drew attention after an interview she did with Fox News' Bret Baier. It was by far Harris' toughest interview in her campaign thus far, with Baier asking hard-hitting questions on policy and the state of the economy and the border. Harris held her own in many of her answers, but many are questioning her tendency to blame her rival Trump for many questions she faced despite Harris and President Biden holding office the past 3.5 years. As anticipated, the interview had a mixed review, with many applauding Harris to take on such an interview that 7 million plus Americans viewed, while others viewed it as a poor look for Harris's White House aspirations. Either way, this election is shaping to be extremely close and historic. And as always, here at SUTV News, we want to remind you that you should let your voice be heard on Election Day. Go out and vote. Then on Tuesday, November 5th at 8 p.m. right here on SUTV News, we'll be reporting the live results of the 2024 election in a 4-hour live presidential election special. For now, I'm J. DeRazio of this week's Road to the Election. We'll be back for one last recap next week.
Hurricane Oscar is now Tropical Storm Oscar. The storm hit Cuba as a Category 1 Sunday evening with winds of 80 miles per hour, making landfall in the province of Guantanamo. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for the southeastern Bahamas, the south coast of Guantanamo, and the north coast of Las Tunas. Cuba's power grid was taken down for a 4th time by the storm, and the area could see up to 18 inches of rain by Wednesday. Egypt has officially been certified malaria-free by the World Health Organization. The country has been fighting to end the infectious and deadly mosquito-borne disease for over 100 years, first starting in the 1920s. Egypt was the third country to be certified in the World Health Organization's Eastern Mediterranean region, making it one of the 44 countries globally that have received this accomplishment. The certification is granted by the World Health Organization when a country can prove that the transmission chain is interrupted for at least the previous 3 consecutive years. Egypt now must work to maintain this certification and remain malaria-free. This has been Rylan Walls with news from around the world. Now back to Emily and Abby at the desk.
When we come back, Haley Galaskis tells us the latest about the weather for the week ahead.
And Austin Brenner gives us the look at this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Stick around, we'll be right back.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's scary that it can be put into anything. We can't even see it or notice it.
There's been another deadly shooting at a local elementary school. According to authorities, the suspect acquired the gun from a family member's home before using it to take the lives of innocent children and teachers.
Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
There's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
You know, Emily, this week has just been like really all over the place with the weather. Like I go outside and it's like hot some days and then it's cold some days. I can't find a happy medium.
Yeah, I've been leaving in the mornings in a sweater, and then it is completely roasting by the end of the day.
Oh yeah, I'm like cold when I'm wearing shorts, but then hot wearing pants.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But do you know why, Abby, that it's okay?
Why?
Because we are in the cutest season of them all. Do you know why that is?
What is it?
Because it's autumn.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We go now to Haley Galaskis with this week's weather.
That was a terrible joke, but thank you, Abby and Emily. We've certainly had an odd week of warm weather, but we can say goodbye to that because the cold is going to be moving right back in. Now we're going to take a look at the national radar for tonight, and we're going to see what is happening. We're going to have some storms forming over from the west, and they're going to be moving over into the east. Now we're going to see that there's a jet stream coming up from the north, and it's going to be bringing that cool air in and that cloud coverage. We've had a pretty dry week so far, so hopefully this can move some moisture back into it. Now as we take a look into a bit more local weather, we can see all of that heat that we've just had from that past week, that 80-degree weather, all that warmth, and it's moving away. And it's making room for all of that cold that's going to come in. We've got some cloud coverage from those storms forming in the west. And what that's going to mean for tonight is it's going to be cold. We can expect temps tonight into the mid-30s, and we're going to have a frost advisory in effect from tonight 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. So look out for those patches of frost if you have an early commute tomorrow. Now tomorrow, once that frost melts off away, we're going to have clear sunny skies with a high of 65 degrees. That sounds like perfect weather for me, besides the fact that we're going to have some wind coming in at around 6 miles per hour. Looking forward to this weekend, we can expect some more chilly temperatures coming in, staying in the high 50s to mid 60s going in Saturday to Sunday. On Saturday, it's going to bring lots of wind. You can expect gusts blowing up to 22 miles per hour, so no one's hair is safe until Sunday. Moving into next week, we're going to see more of that frost coming in the morning and 60 degrees, and that cold is going to hang on until Tuesday, and hopefully as we move into Wednesday and Thursday, we can get some warmer temperatures into the later half of that week. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for this fall weather to make up its mind. But for now, we'll keep an eye out for those warmer days. That's all the weather I have for you this week. I'm Haley Galaskis. Let's go over to Austin and see what's new in entertainment this week.
Fans of former One Direction star Liam Payne held a heartfelt memorial in New York's Washington Square Park. Saturday's gathering comes days after the British singer died, having fallen from a Buenos Aires hotel window. Tributes have been pouring in from Payne's bandmates and fans. People at the memorial sang songs, lit candles, and shared memories. Participants said they hope Payne's legacy will long inspire people. Authorities say Payne's body will not be delivered to his family until all clinical and toxicological tests are completed. A beloved Shippensburg performance that is held annually by the Page Center is back. Rocky Horror Picture Show returns to the Memorial Auditorium this Friday with an all-new cast of Shippensburg students. This year will feature Aidan Bertram as Dr. Frankenfurter, Seamus Landis as Rocky Horror, Thomas Landis as Janet, and Griffin Imes as Brad, to name a few. The show follows Janet and Brad as they stumble upon the house of Dr. Frankenfurter after the car breaks down. What ensues next is a wacky adventure that you have to see to believe. The show features lots of audience participation and even more fun. Performances will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 8 p.m., and doors open at 7:30. The highly anticipated second edition of Smile hit movie theaters on October 18th. The movie made $46 million in its opening weekend and opened at the #1 spot on the domestic box office charts. Smile 2 had more jump scares, gore, and terrifying moments than the first film and left fans on the edge of their seats as they followed Sky Riley, an American singer-songwriter, on tour. Smile 2 looks to surpass the previous film as that one grossed over $200 million worldwide. The sequel already profited $18 million after its opening weekend, The movie had a budget of $28 million, slightly above the spending limit of the first movie. The ending of Smile 2 was certainly horrifying and leads people to believe there will be a third film. I certainly hope there is. Rock and Roll had its big day Saturday, honoring its new class of 2024 inductees. The inductees were some of the biggest names in rock, including Mary J. Blige, Cher, Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy Osbourne, and A Tribe Called Quest. The night featured stunning performances from those nominated. Cher performed a duet with Dua Lipa of Cher's hit song, Believe, and Peter Frampton performed a short set. Some other big names took the time to give speeches on the musicians. Jack Black gave a speech on the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, who sat next to him, seated on a dark throne. Dave Chappelle also gave a speech on how A Tribe Called Quest revolutionized hip-hop aesthetics, and Julia Roberts gave a fangirl-esque speech about her love of the Dave Matthews Band. The 39th Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony took place in Cleveland, where the hall is located. It was also streamed live on Disney Plus again this year, allowing many to witness this moment in history. New Orleans city leaders are upset over a state-ordered cleanup of homeless encampments under the Pontchartrain Expressway. Wednesday's cleanup came ahead of Taylor Swift's concerts this weekend. Governor Jeff Landry authorized state troopers to remove tents and tarps, displacing about 75 people living under a bridge. City officials said the cleanup disrupts their planned timeline and could push the homeless population into neighboring communities, making things worse. Despite requests from city leaders to delay the cleanup, the governor's office moved forward. The governor's office says he's working with the state police and local officials to fix the homelessness crisis, which he says is the #1 issue facing the city. This has been Austin Briner with your entertainment, and now back to Abby and Emily at the desk.
When we return, we toss it over to Jack Weaver, who gives a recap on volleyball's big win.
And the class game that left Shippensburg field hockey on top.
Stay tuned for more SUTV news.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Ship football faced off against number 5 ranked Kutztown for the homecoming game and unfortunately came out with a loss. The team kept the game close until about halfway through the second quarter, until Kutztown scored 2 touchdowns in 2.5 minutes to go into halftime with a 21-0 lead. Ship's only points came in the third quarter when a Kutztown punt went out of the back of the end zone for a safety. The Golden Bears tacked on another score in the fourth quarter to end the game with a final score of 31-2. Defensively, a lot of players for the Raiders earned the spotlight, including 2 interceptions by Mike Fayemi and Josh Lassane. Some younger players got to shine. Redshirt freshman Nate Myers had 1.5 tackles for loss, and freshmen Gabe Benjamin and Alex Sauve each had 7 tackles. The Raiders travel to Bloomsburg this Saturday to face off against Bloomsburg. Both swim teams competed last Saturday, and both came out on top. Starting with the men's team, they walked away from Fairmont State on top with a score of 118-75. The group of Mason Koth, Nate Walls, Robbie Furlick, and Nathan Van Natter opened up strong with a win in the 200-yard medley. Senior Zadian Van Orden won the 100-yard freestyle, barely beating freshman Josh Einolf. Sophomore Mason Koth returned to the pool to win the 500-yard freestyle before joining Van Natter, Furlick, and Connor Ludwig to win the 200-yard freestyle as well. The women's team faced off against Fairmont State and Cal, pulling off wins against both schools. They had 2 relay victories, the 200-yard medley swam by McKenna Fickett, Paige Bensinger, Elise Arnold, and Laurel Gingrich. Then the 200-yard freestyle swam by Gingrich, Arnold, Olivia Carver, and Lauren Kroll. Carver returned to the pool to win both the 1,000-yard freestyle and the 200-yard butterfly. Gingrich took first place in the 200-yard freestyle, and sophomore Charlie Shaw had the final individual victory of the day in the 200-yard breaststroke. Both teams race at home next Friday for senior night against Clarion. Field hockey took home another win last night following a close game against East Stroudsburg, but what started out as a slow game quickly picked up the pace with the Warriors scoring 2 points within 5 minutes in the second quarter. Although the Raiders didn't score that quarter, the pressure was enough to kick them into high gear, with Yasmin Demare scoring them a point, leaving the score 2-1 after the third quarter. Things took a turn in the fourth as the Raiders tied the game with 2 minutes remaining. A Goose Garibaldi took the Raiders to victory, scoring 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. Garibaldi's second goal was made with only 15 seconds left from a penalty corner from Demare, who gave it to Amelia Connors. This is the 5th time Garibaldi has made a game-winning shot this season. The next game for the team will be at 1 p.m. this Saturday against IUP for Shippensburg Senior Day, when the team will honor its 10 seniors. The Shippensburg women's volleyball team beat Frostburg State on Tuesday. The Raiders swept the competition by winning the first 3 sets. The set scores were 25-18, 25-13, and 25-14. Shippensburg had an early lead in all 3 sets. Set 3 was their most efficient with 13 kills. Sophomore Haley Kappelman led the Shippensburg offense by scoring 11 kills. Junior Isabel Bombas and senior Emily Gardner both scored 10 kills apiece. Sophomore libero Shay Kolovowski and junior Kirsten Davis led the defense, with Kolovowski having 12 digs and Davis getting 11. The team has increased their winning streak to 9 with this victory. The women's volleyball team will be traveling to Shepherd this Friday for their next game. The Los Angeles Dodgers face off against the New York Yankees in the Fall Classic. The Yankees won the pennant in the AL after they faced off against the Cleveland Guardians. Giancarlo Stanton was the powerhouse for the Yanks. All 4 of his hits in the series went over the fence, naming him the series MVP and helping lead the Yankees to win the series in 5 games. The Dodgers put up consistent big games against the New York Mets. Shortstop Tommy Edman was the unsung hero for the team, with 11 RBIs in the series, earning himself the MVP, while the Dodgers won the pennant in 6 games. Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani, who's likely to win the NL regular season MVP, has been nothing short of perfect in the playoffs, with at least 1 hit in 5 of his last 6 games. The Yankees are hopeful for a larger performance from superstar Aaron Judge, who is likely to win the AL MVP for the regular season, but has been slow in these playoffs. Game 1 of the series starts tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Fox. That's all for sports this week. I'm Jack Weaver. Now back to Emily and Abby at the desk.
What's got Ship talking this week?
Find out when we come back.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
SUTV's Evan Bahusky is back out on the streets of Ship for another Ship Talk. Let's hear Ship students' opinion on what fictional character would make a great president.
The year's 2024, and there is yet another presidential election on the horizon. So we're asking Shippensburg students, who do they think would make a great president? Fictional characters only. So let's see what they have to say.
I'd pick Hello Kitty because she's really kind to all her friends and she loves everybody, so I think that'd be pretty cool to have in a president.
I mean, I like them. Do you?
I would say probably Aslan from Narnia because he's already a big leader, so I think that he would be good as a president, even though he died, R.I.P.
I would say Hermione Granger because she's smart and she knows what's going on at all times.
Someone's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
The fictional character I would pick to be our president would be Megamind, because after he took control of whatever the name of the city was, stuff seemed to be pretty chill, and I kind of like that.
Arachnus Deathicus will instantly paralyze. Oh!
We think Katniss from the Hunger Games would make a great president.
I volunteer as tribute.
We said Dora because she was our childhood and she taught us a lot of things growing up.
Swiper, no swiping.
Oh, man.
I would say Luke Skywalker because he's very brave.
Wowza. Harrison Trent may have some competition because those were some great answers from Shippensburg students. In my opinion, I'm going to have to say Regina George would make a great U.S. president.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
She's got everything you need. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Anyways, that was Ship Talk for this week. Now back to Abby and Emily at the desk.
Now, the question, Emily, who would you make the president as a fictional character?
Well, Abby, my heart says Elmo, because a 3-year-old monster running the government sounds honestly pretty entertaining. He's also pretty positive, but my mind has to say Rainbow Fish, because after seeing Ryland's Rainbow Fish tie, it's giving president, you know? Like, I'm correlating the two. How about you, Abby?
I mean, I would choose, I don't know. My heart says Iron Man, but my mind says Remy from Ratatouille.
That's a good choice.
A rat running the country would be awesome. So thank you for spending your evening with us here at SUTV. I'm Abby Hockenberry.
And I'm Emily Hall. Join us next week for the latest news on and off campus. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.org.
Thank you, and have a good night.